Sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
Welcome to Cold Storage, where freshness, quality, and convenience come together for every Filipino. Each product is hygienically packed and kept at the perfect temperature to lock in freshness. Cold Storage Seafood, freshness you can trust, right here in store.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 Line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo. Abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanduay flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
Ayan na, par, pag nawa ka, galingan mo ha. Sa liga, cellphone yung makampi. Oh, anong pang inaantay nyo? Pagka-cellphone, cellphone!
Technology moves the world. And we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks. 30 years of technology distribution.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Huwag papipigil kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
For generations, families have trusted legendary fireworks to light up their celebrations safely, brightly, and boldly. This season, keep the tradition alive with fireworks built for excitement and crafted for safety. Legendary fireworks. Feel the firepower safely.
Never have I ever dared to stand out. Said yes to the unknown. Lit up the night. Don't worry. The fun never ever has to stop.
Tanduay flavored mixes.
Just open up.
Drink responsibly.
quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
Welcome to cold storage, where freshness, quality, and convenience come together for every Filipino. Each product is hygienically packed and kept at the perfect temperature to lock in freshness. Cold storage seafood, freshness you can trust, right here in store.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 Line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo. Abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanduay flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
Uli-ulit natin bubuksan ang pintuan ng Bongtan Basketball Hall. It's the Tanduay Athletics Bongtan Basketball right here at Quiapo, Manila para na naman sa doubleheader ng ating Fil-Chi Athletic Association 40 Above Division. Doubleheader na naman po ang ating handog ngayong Biyernes ng gabi. It's going to be Grace GT Radial versus St. Jude Linea Metal Furnishings and PesoMaxFun.com. Sila ang ating first game. Second game naman, St. Stephen's. Masasaksiyan natin mamaya. Kontra naman, isa pang mainit na koponan na ang Philippine Cultural College Eastern Communications Happy Bee Packaging. We would like to welcome you once again. Magandang gabi po, Pilipinas. My name is Jay De La Cruz, together with Randolph Leongson. And true enough, we're entering our third week already and somehow, it's starting to take shape itong liga natin.
Yeah, pinag-uusapan nga natin posisyonan sa early standings natin dito sa ating FCAI 40s Division. Napakahalaga ng mga unang panalo and definitely para sa mga koponan na may aspirations for the championship, they want to get those early wins. Makapuhuna ka sa simula pa lang.
Total, nabanggit mo na yung team standings. If you look at the team standings right now, kita mo, yung unang panalo, walang laro, pangalawang laro pa lang naman ng Grace GT Radial dito. Of course, you don't want to go down that 0-2 hole. Pero yung St. Jude, nandun na sila. They're already on that said hole. So, the motivation is clearly there dito sa laban na to.
Remember, you only have 9 teams. You only have 8 games in this tournament. 0-2, medyo mahirap yan. Pero it's not too late for St. Jude, Linea, Metal Furnishings, Pesomax Fund. And it only takes one win to get them within those top 4 teams. But meanwhile, GCC, GT Radial, masyado pang magagang mag-overreact eh. They lost their first game. We'll talk about that earlier, but alam natin yung kalidad ng Grace Christian GT Radial and definitely they're gonna be coming in with full force in today's game kahit second game pa lang nila yan.
Kung tutusin nga lang, nung first game na yun, medyo marami ng kulang doon sa lineup na yun ng Grace GT Radial. But come here in the second game, parang mas marami pa, mas malabawasan pa sila eh. Coach Danny Ching actually is not here. It's gonna be assistant coach Joey Dada who's gonna take the helm for Grace GT Radial. Pero in their first game, you mentioned their first game against St. Stephen's High School, medyo napalaban sila. Nakalamang pa nga eh,
yes.
Diba?
We covered this game. GT Radial they were very competitive. Remember, this was the game na off pa. Ang ganda ng pinakita nila in the first half talking about Grace Christian against St. Stephen's. They were able to minimize yung impact ng Christian Luanzon. But masabi nga natin, lumaylay na lang nung dulo. But you can see the efforts. Inside points, they got dominated there. But the bench points is one of the positives that they can really look at, outscoring St. Stephen's 37-11. So it really shows us the depth of this Grace Christian GT Radial team that they can bank on in today's game.
Yung 37 bench points na yan, 10 dyan galing kay Albert Chua na nanggaling sa bench. Ito si Albert Chua also adding 3 rebounds, 8 assists and 3 assists. And you mentioned doon sa second half, second half scoring 41-26 pabor sa St. Stephen's. So totoo nga naman, hindi nakasabay kahit pa paano yung Grace doon sa pagbulusok ng St. Stephen's High School. Escag. Pero kung pupunta tayo sa kabila, dito naman sa St. Jude, Linea, PesoMaxFun.com, yung defending champions kasi ang kalaban.
Yeah, this was a game that they'd rather forget. This was last Friday. Actually, at one point, halos tabla yung score ng JP Belencion sa in-score ng St. Jude Linea Peso Max Fun. So, that's really a tough offensive outing para St. Jude Linea Peso Max Fun in that game. And kitang-kita, this was the case in their first game. This was the case again in their second game. 1 of 15 shooting for 3-point. Yun yung mahirap. Kailangan makakuha ng contributions from the outside, from the perimeter shooters itong St. Jude Linea Peso Max Fun if they want to, in a way, give a good challenge laban sa Grace in today's ball game.
Actually, across all departments, 3-point field goal shooting, assist, bench points, kailangan maghabol itong St. Jude Linea, PesoMaxFun.com. But of course, Jerry Chang, syempre kailangan niya nakatulong dyan. Of course, Jerry Chang had 7 points in that game against Washington College of Iloilo. One more thing to look at in today's ball game. Ito magiging tapatan natin sa ating PG Flexidolium key matchup here. Right now, kung titignan mo dito, mga big guys.
Yes. Yeah, Alex Lau averaging 10 points and 4 rebounds in that first game. Remember, in that first game, Grace did not have Dexter Kwan. But we expect these numbers from Alex Lau, maybe more in today's ball game. Meanwhile, Jerry Chang, wala namang kagulat-gulat sa atin. 10 points, 4.5 rebounds. You expect those numbers to really hike up if we want to see St. Jude get their first win in their first 3 games.
Well, in just a short while, uumpisa na natin itong matinding doubleheader na meron tayo ngayon dito sa loob ng Tanduay Gym. First off, we got Grace Christian College GT Radial, katapat St. Jude Catholic School, Linea Metal Furnishings, and PesoMaxFun.com. Ito po ang Fil-Chi Athletic Association Incorporated 40 above division.
Ayan na, para pag nawa ka, galingan mo nga. Sa liga, selbo yung kakampi. Oh, anong pang inaantay nyo? Basta cellphone, Cellboys!
Technology moves the world. And we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks. 30 years of technology distribution.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Huwag papipigil kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
For generations, families have trusted legendary fireworks to light up their celebrations safely, brightly, and boldly. This season, keep the tradition alive with fireworks built for excitement and crafted for safety. Legendary fireworks. Feel the firepower safely.
Never have.
are live here at Tanduay Gym and Smart Sports as we bring you the Fil-Chi Athletic Association 40th Division. And our first game is GT Radial Grace Christian College versus Linea PesoMaxFund.com St. Jude Catholic School. Now it's time to meet the starters, beginning with the GT Radial Grace Christian College. At guard number 5, Albert Chua. And the other guard number 19, Erwin Lim. Playing at center number 8, Alex Lau. Forward number 14, Ben Chan. And the other forward number 25, Oliver Lau. Head coach, Joey Dada. Now it's time to meet the starters. For Linea PesoMaxFund.com St. Jude Catholic School. At guard number 1, Chester Ang. And the other guard number 8, Kent Lim. Center number 88, Jerry Chang. Forward number 19, Kirby King. And the other forward number 22, Eric Ong. Head coach, Ryan Pacheco. Our official for this ball game.
Ayan ating mga referees. Boyong Manyalak, Jemar Taliedo, Gerard Bermejo. Sila yung mga hahatol sa ating tapatang Grace at St. Jude. For Grace, Albert Chua will start. So some changes, agad-agad, nilagay dito ni Coach Joey Dada.
And probably it's the sense of urgency. We're talking about Grace GT Radial playing undermanned. As I've been looking, parang 10 lang yung nasa lineup nila. So, napaka-importante for Grace GT Radial to start strong. And true enough, Albert Edsel Chua, Oli Lau, Alex Lau have been all in the starting lineup. They want to set the tone and they want to set that early. Meanwhile, Jerry Chang, alam naman natin, usual starter yan para St. Jude Linea PesoMax Fund.
And you also have to take a look at that guy, Eric Ong, who's averaging so far 13.5 points in 2 games. Magiging usual reliable ni Coach Ryan Pacheco dito para sa St. Jude Linea. And true enough, they got the first 2 points and there's an open shot. Ikot nga lang sa kabila. And the 3-pointer on the way. That one was off for Chester Ang.
I'm just wondering, Jay, we talked about this in the pregame, yung kawalan ng 3-point shooting para St. Jude. Was that something that this team really talked about in the break, kumbaga yung time away nila, that they really wanted to have more? Because we saw that in their first 2 possessions, pinatira na agad nila ng 3.
It's gonna be a conscious effort, no? It's also one glaring statistic na it's pretty hard to ignore kasi syempre, seeing the other team, yung Washong, parang unconscious
Even Xavier, kumbaga, yung green light. And, you know, napaka-importante ng 3-point shooting when you face against a team as disciplined as Grace GT Radial.
But for legacy, designed for life, builder of luxury living and landmark spaces, ayan, ang Traverse Asia Builders Corporation. Alex Lau. Siyempre, dahil hindi pa nga sumasali dito sa lineup yung mga tipong Dexter Club, yung mga usual big man ng Grace. Guys like Alex Lau, the Laos, Grace Christian College, they will need to hold the fort. Diba?
Haba pa naman ang season.
Ang haba pa. Second game pa lang ng Grace Eh yan, umaatake na kagad. Dito si Erwin Lim. First 2 points. First field goal for Grace GT Radial. Sa kabila naman, ikot sa kanan. Yung zona ng Grace GT Radial, kahit paano lumalabas, still giving that effort to close out the shooters.
And probably it's an acknowledgement sa part ni Coach Joey Dada na this St. Jude team has not gotten their rhythm from the outside. So kumbaga, sticking with the zone, daring St. Jude to, sige, tira nyo yan. Pakita nyo sa amin na kaya nyo kami talunin using the 3 ball.
Paano yung tumo-close out pa sila? Di mas lalong mawawala sa rhythm.
Again, that's the defense na expected natin from Grace GT Radial. It's always impeccable wherever the opponent is.
In the meantime, there's a foul against Jerry Chan. Ben Chan was deep underneath, and he will troop to the line, as we'd like to thank Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant, home of the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956.
Ganyan na.
May nakahatag na nga
Oo
sa
nga
harapan natin eh.
May oyster cake mga kasama. Parang wala. Wala.
Easy.
Tatanong ko lang naman.
Oh.
Pwede ba humabol?
5-2. Papasok pala tayo sa unang 2 minuto ng ating unang yugto. There's a 3-pointer that we've been looking for. It's all iron for St. Jude, Linea, PesoMaxFun.com.
0 for 2 so far from downtown. And I think that's both attempts from Marchester.
Alex now, labas muna. Pinatira si Chua. 3-pointer on the way. That one is short. The ball will go out of bounds. It will go the other way.
Doesn't feel like there's much of a flow in that possession. Albert Edsel Chua not even getting a chance to touch the ball. Very disorganized in that possession ng Grace.
May dumidikit sa kanya, nagangalang Eric Kong. Kaya yung isang Chuan tumira, isang Charles, isang Albert Chuan tumira, si Charles. Oops, turnover. Dinawakan naman si Eric Kong. Nagmamadali ngayon si Albert Chuan. Nice. Oh! But a better rejection that time coming from Kirby King.
And that's a great closeout from Kirby King. Losing, that's a turnover, but that's a solid defensive play brought to you by Cellboy. Getting that weak stuff out of here.
Basta cellphone, Cellboy. Lumusot dun sa mga binti ni Alex Manpasa, but he was able to recover. Shot clock says they have 11 seconds to shoot. Ben Chanke, hold jumper low. Rebound, Lim. Eric on ngayon, nakabuelo. Atake, sinalubong ng dalawa. Solid defense applied by Grace GD Radial. Albert Chua.
Oh, nice.
Pasa niya, tumiretso sa kalaban. Hindi handa itong si Aldrin Yao.
Better defense by Alex Lau.
Oo.
Ready on that transition.
And he nearly stripped that ball away. But in the process, he bumped off Eric Ong. Foul ngayon si Boss Alex.
And you know, this is one thing that siguro hindi natin masyadong napag-usapan eh. As tough as the shooting, the offense has been for St. Jude, they have been an impeccable defensive team. The same way that can be said with Grace in that last game. So, oh, wow.
What a shot coming from Eric Ong. Yun yung literal talaga nung narinig lang ng pito. Hinagis na saktong-sakto sa ating Jetour. And one of the quarter, courtesy of Jetour. Drive your future. Natulala sila Alex Lau.
Mahirap yun, ha?
Nasa shaded league, natulala eh.
And that was... He made it kiss off the glass. It's so hard to do, especially with the outstretched arms of Alex Lau.
Charles Stan, by the way, enters the ball game. Just missing the bonus. Under 6.5 remaining in the first quarter. Nalalapit tayo sa ating unang TV timeout dito to give these guys a quick breather. But here is Lim driving to the baseline. Wala nga lang naratitira ni Lim.
Thought he got hit on that possession, but clean, sabi ng referees.
Eric Ong lost that ball. Here comes Aldrin Yao on the right side. Hinihingi ni Albert sa kabila. Finally got it, but out of position. Either way, he fires a 3 and it's in.
That was from way out for Albert Edsel Chua, but again, when you have the touch, it doesn't matter how far is it, as long as you know that you can make it.
Kanina pa nagwa-warm up yan. Kanina pa nasa shoot around si Albert Chua. Actually, the first guy in the building for Grace GT Radial, and in the process, he lost his sports goggles as he was fouled. Tignan muna natin itong Hungry Pares 3-point shot courtesy of Albert Edsel Chua. Diretso, pasok.
4-point shot na yun.
Oo, malayo-layo eh. Diyan ng timeout muna. Lamang ang Grace GT Radial 8-4.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanduay flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
Di mo tayo makakabenta!
Yes!
Don't worry. Be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now.
Five and 36 remaining in the opening period. A Grace Spartan is gonna shoot a couple of free throws.
Yeah, this will be their 5th and 6th free throw of the game.
Ayan, si Albert ang mag-free throw. Nayari naman yung goggles.
Replacement.
Oo. Gravity Sales Corporation, official distributor of Gildan, Arrive Guide, Extreme Winner, and Cross Runner. Pagpapapawis, no?
Kaso lang, mag-a-adjust pa doon sa lamin eh. Mentis yung una.
Oo. Recalibration, di pa ata nag-initialize eh.
Yan, 50%. Pwede na ba yan?
AI goggles, no? 5-point advantage for Grace GT Radial. Yun talaga yung magiging tema dito sa St. Jude. Anywhere we look at, relating ito ng previous game yung offensa nila. At so far, pinapahirapan sila ng Grace deploying different kinds of defense.
Yeah, and those active hands from the white shirts really giving them problems.
Yan, doon pa lang sa aspeto rin. Tama naman na mabibilis yung ball reversal, but they still having a relatively hard time looking for an open look at
Kumbaga
least.
kasi parang nararattle din yung opensa nila. They could not really manufacture the plays they want because ang bilis ng recovery ng Grace. But fortunately for them, Mark Chua was able to draw a foul and will head to the line for 2.
Mark Chua at the line. Their previous game against Washong, naka 6 points naman si Boss Mark to go along with 3 rebounds, a couple of assists, pero naparami lang yung turnovers, 4 turnovers.
And you mentioned that turnovers was one of the banes for them. You expect that against a team like Washong College, but
Ang lilikot ng mga yun
eh. Napakagilas. But in a team facing a team as disciplined as Grace, they have to be in a way more careful. And so far, nakikita natin, I believe, 2 turnovers na ang St. Jude in today's game.
That's right. It's actually number 3. Nakatatlo na rin. Binawasan mo na nga ng isa dun. So good si Mark Chua ulit. Mark Chua had the opening and he took advantage of it.
And it's really nice that Mark Chua is getting his flow. St. Jude badly needs this contributions on the offensive side, especially after being limited to 39 points last game. Oh, another steal for him.
Nagmamadali na si Mark Chua. Gusto pang sabayan ni Aldrin Yao, pero business decision, sabi ni Aldrin. Mark Chua, 2 points lamang dito ang St. Jude.
Yeah, personal 6-0 run for Mark Chua to put St. Jude up 10-9. Very positive sign for them.
Oops, open 3 at the corner. Tapos nga lang para kay Erwin Lim. Rebound scored by Mark Chua. He's the man on fire here for St. Jude. Linea.
Wow, nice.
SOX1, nice pass inside. 2 points for Charleston.
And he is responsible for the last 8 points for the Green Shirts.
At hindi na makapaghintay ng TV timeout si Coach Joey Dada. Check out this OSK, the assist of the game inside enemy zone. Mark Chua got that pass to go. 12-9, Chang ng timeout muna.
Basta Fil-Chi Flex, sigurado ang quality. Tapoli, linoleum, kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa Fil-Chi Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
Teka, Commissioner's Row muna tayo. Coach Willie Chan, tignan natin maya-maya kung mag-uniforme na ng Grace yan. Siyempre, Chairman Wilbert Loa, Commissioner Jonel Baculit, at Mr. Sandal Rosario. Tignan muna natin itong 11-18 Auto Spa Clean Steal of the Quarter. Clean Steal, Clean Swipe, brought to us by 11-18 Auto Spa.
You know, we always say it's such a big confidence booster to see the ball go through the net. And I believe that's one thing that happened para kay Mark Chua after making those free throws. Diba? Oh, a 3-second violation.
Matatawagan na no parking si JJ Chua. Na, make no mistake about it, he made a lot of contribution. Kaya nga namayani sa bench points yung Grace kontra St. Stephen's. Isa pang dahilan niya si JJ Chua. 3-point lead for St. Jude. Crisco. Kapos na kapos yung tres. Antulis. Pero kita mo rin kapos.
Yeah, another guy who's been silent in last game. We're not used to seeing Crisco being muffled maybe, but we're hoping for better returns, and certainly St. Jude wants that.
Aldrin Yao. The kick out. Jumper. That's a long two, but it's short for Ronald Lim. Dahan-dahan lang daw, sabi ng St. Jude. Crisco ngayon siya magtitimon. Remember, back in the 50s division, that's the name to rely on.
And he doesn't look one day of his age. Really an inspirational player when you talk about fitness.
TV timeout tayo. 12-9 lamang pa rin ng St. Jude. We have this Jangnan timeout.
Ayan na, para pag nawa ka, galingan mo nga. Sa liga, sell mo yung kakampi. Oh, anong pang inaantay nyo? Basta cellphone, cellphone!
A shade above 3 minutes remaining in the opening period of our first game for today. Tapatan itong dalawang to nang wala pang panalo, pero yung second game natin mamaya, tapatan nang wala pang talo.
You talk about positioning and you want to get those early wins, but more importantly, gusto mong iposisyon yung sarili mo sa taas. And certainly, yung MVP na maglalaro mamaya, wag muna natin sabihin pangalan, ako conscious eh. Sigurado ayaw pang matalo.
Sinita ka pa nung nakita kayo, no? In the meantime, back to live action. There's Mix D sinking that mid-range jumper.
This is now a 10-0 spurt for St. Jude, Linea, PesoMaxFun.com. And they are really bringing the energy in this latter part of our first quarter.
Nire-wrestling nga lang sa kabilang panig ni Mix dito si JJ Chua. Might not be the best idea. Pero kung ibibigay yung foul, just to halt play, tama yung ginawa niya.
And he really knows that he has to do more than his 100%. Kitang-kita mo naman yung size discrepancy when you have to face against JJ Chua. Not even to mention the heft advantage for that big guy in front for Grace.
Hinahanap niya si JM Chang eh. Yun dapat ang katapat eh.
Nakuha naman eh.
Ayan si JM. Got whacked. Great pass once again from Mark Chua. And John Michael Chang will go to the free throw line. Kita-kita ni referee Ferdi Manyalak yung nangyari. Ayan, nakikita din natin. Ayun.
And he got, kumbaga nauna na papunta dun sa ring. But the thing that we're seeing in this the last few minutes for the green shirts, they are really being more aggressive. And this is now the 15th foul for Grace Christian College. They are just benefiting free throws. Kaso nga lang, hindi ma-shoot.
And Grace GT Radial got stuck at 9 points.
Huli niyan, free throw pa ni Albert Edsel Chua.
Rod Lim, ikot kay Mixtime.
Ayan yung gusto nilang
JJ Chua mag-free throw. Perfectly executed play by the guys in white.
They're really acknowledging that they have the edge down low with JJ Chua. It's just a matter of locating the big man and feeding him down low.
Sobrang high down natin kay JJ Chua kasi nga naman 7 points off the bench, 8 rebounds. Ha?
18 minutes pa lang nilalaro niyan. So,
Oo.
bigyan mo pa ng konti, double-double na yan.
Sakto, second game na to, baka kondisyon na.
Oh. And the problem for St. Jude is I don't think they have someone to really match up height-wise pagdating kay JJ Chua.
Oo. It's gonna be the task, the likes of Jerry Chak.
Yun nga eh.
And the thing is, Jerry Chak is
Yeah, you're asking too much
still
from Jerry
inferior,
Chua.
oh,
Yeah.
medyo inferior pa in
He's
size.
still undersized when it
Oo.
comes to facing off against JJ Chua.
And a steal, pasa, nakarating rekta kay Miguel Tan. On the
4-on-1
other side,
situation.
Charles Tan, nagkanda ipit-ipit. Mark Chua just holding his own. Pero to the rescue naman, itong si Charles Chua.
Yeah, that was a
Natapos
breather.
naman.
Oh, that was a big sigh of relief for Grace. That was a 4-on-1 fast break.
Under 100 seconds remaining. Gumulaw na sa wakas yung scoreboard ng Grace. And on the other side, it's a St. Jude turnover. At tatawag na ng 911 ang St. Jude Linea PesoMaxFund.com. Diyan na time out ulit tayo. .92 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Once again, Jay De La Cruz together with Randolph Leongson for this Friday edition of the Fil-Chi Athletic Association 40 Above Division. Week number 3. Matatapos yung week 3 natin. In the meantime, Aldrin Yao missing that mid-range. At gustong sumetap ng St. Jude kasi biglang nag-press itong Grace GT Radial.
And good thing for Grace is they force another turnover. That's turnover number 6 now for the green shirts. A cause of concern for them.
Santa Bukal din na naging turnover ng St. Jude Linea. Back in the game against Washong, 21 turnovers against the 9 of Washong. In the meantime, Aldrin Yao scoring his, I believe, his first 2 points of this ball game. At lamang na ulit ang Grace GT Radial. Ikot muna sa kanan. Nahiya tumira. Pinatira, tinuloy na tuloy ni Kendrick C. Hindi nga lang pumasok.
Minsan kailangan i-take mo na yun eh. Binibigay sa'yo eh.
Oo. Ron Lim, hang time. No. Ang lalim. Labas muna pero natapik palabas yan ni Van Stacy Go. Ball will stay with Grace GT Radial.
But expect Grace to once again locate JJ Chua.
Pasagot muna sa opensa. Eric Ong babalik sa loob.
Babalik pa sa kanila eh.
Oo. Upo muna si Mix D. Nice league up by Charles Chua. Emergency pass. Ron Lim. Wala na napasaan si Ron Lim doon.
And masyado nang maganda yung depensa ng St. Jude in that sequence. Oh, nice pass.
Nice pass by Eric Ong. And there's the conversion by Stacy Go. One more shot coming up for Grace GT Radial. Pambawi ng lamang.
Are they aware though?
Yao, Ron Lim. Are they aware? That's a good question. Ron is aware. Hindi nga lang pumasok. And true enough, naisip natin magiging pantay itong laban na to, Randolph. Pantay pa rin naman talaga dito. It's just a 1-point separation between St. Jude and Grace, despite Albert Chua saying hello immediately in a very loud manner with that quote-unquote 4-pointer.
Pero may sagot naman yung isang Chua, Mark Chua on the side of St. Jude, allowing the green shirts to rally and retake the lead briefly. And ito nga, setting us up to a tight first quarter, 16-15 after 1.
Dire-diretso na tayo dito. Second quarter na. Again, tapatang Grace, GT Radial versus St. Jude. Linea, Metal Furnishings, PesoMaxFund.com. 0-1 na Grace, 0-2 ang St. Jude. Jay De La Cruz together with Randolph Leongson. At silip ng numero. Unahin ko na Randolph, yung 3-point shooting na hindi pa rin lubusang nagkakabate yung 3-point shooting at yung St. Jude.
Yeah, 0 for 3 so far ang St. Jude, but better execution for them. 46%. Just the 6 turnovers is a sore point for the Green Shirts after that first 10 minutes.
46% yung field goal shooting ng St. Jude compared to the 21% shooting of Grace City Radial. And kung tutusin, sa ibang pagkakataon, tambakan rin, pero isa lang ang lamang na St. Jude.
However, Albert Edsel Chua getting that steal and forcing turnover number 7 for St. Jude. Ito na naman, namamagana naman yung mga kalat ng St. Jude na pwedeng maging problema nila pagdating ng dulo.
Sa pa nagiging issue, pag nagiging half court ang laro ng St. Jude, nakaka-set up talaga ng maayos yung depensa ng Grace.
Oh, nice.
Resulting to this fast break play na parang sa pakiramdam ni Albert Chua. Sayang,
Tinalikuran na eh.
Pero,
Ganon kalaki yung tiwala ni Albert Chua.
no. Pero naipasok naman ni Aldrin Yao. 1916, almost a steal. Eric Ong can actually put that ball down to get away from trouble. But the trouble remained as the ball went out of bounds. Teka lang, it will stay with St. Jude. Ito muna, BYD fast break of the game. Tignan mo naman, takbo na yan, driving to the basket na parang naka-BYD. You can get yours at Hexagon Motors, BYD Valenzuela, Marilao, or Bataan. Kung gusto nyo pala makakita ng bagong BYD na kotse, bukas, punta kayo sa BYD Valenzuela.
Pwede bang matest drive yan?
Okay? Kailan, scan the QR code. 1916, Grace GT Radial.
Oh!
Nice bullet pass to Ben Chan. There's a lot of people bothering that pass. Last touch, one last touch. Si Tan ng St. Jude.
And that was threading the needle. What a pass from Albert Edsel Chua. That was through 5 defenders.
Yun nga, last touch pa nga doon si Tony Tan.
Hindi yung coach ng San Sebastian.
Hindi.
Hindi yung may-ari ng dyan.
Hindi. Antonio.
Okay.
The meantime, ang tangkad ni Alex Lau. Talagang nanatili lang sa yung bola. Just maintaining control despite just tapping it repeatedly. In the meantime, there was an air ball coming from Erwin Lim.
And you see how hard Jerry Chang had to box out Alex Lau down low. Parang sige, mas pipiliin ko na hindi ko makuha yung rebound basta amin ang possession.
Yun nga yung magiging trabaho dito ni Jerry Chang. Ang dami niyang kailangang harapin dito. Yung mahaba na galamay at yung matangkad na Alex Lau. Yung Oliver Lau naka-uniforme but I believe he's still having some leg issues. Tapos mamaya yung JJ Chua.
May hefty JJ Chua ka pa dyan.
Po.
And it really emphasizes yung pinag-uusapan natin from the onset of the broadcast, the importance of the perimeter shots. Maybe hindi na yung 3 points but you can just knock down your shooters. It helps a lot in relieving yung traffic dun sa loob.
Oo. Bumuka lang yung depensa, di ba? Pero sa ginawa ni Alex Lau, yung isa pa nagpapapala ng depensa. Nice save by Aldrin Yao.
That was a brainy save by Aldrin Yao. I don't know if he intended it to bounce off the feet nitong si Eric Ong, but ball stays to them.
Now he will fire 3. Straight but short. Rebound, nakikipagawa si Ben Chan kay Eric Ong. At sumabit pa si Eric Ong. Got hit in the jaw. At mukhang si Ben Chan pa ang tatawagan ng foul kasi siya yung nangengelam. Hawak-hawak na ni Eric yung bola.
Kumbaga, insult to injury yung nangyari.
Oo. But to make sure na mag-initiate ng review itong si crew chief natin, veteran referee Ferdinand alias Boyong Manyalak. Kasi nga naman, sa ibang aspeto, sige, sabihin na natin sa professional, sa PBA, loose ball foul na talaga to si Ben Chan because Eric Ong already has the ball. He's dribbling it with his
Nangulit
left
ka
hand. Oo. Tapos, parang sinasabi niya, tatay, huwag ko iwanan.
PJ ba yun?
Nalalayo tayo. Oo. Oy, mabilis ang desisyon.
Yep.
Si Benchan talaga ang foul.
Yeah, just clarify.
Oo. Sorry na lang kung natamaan sa panga si Benchan.
Actually, tinitingnan ko kung sino yung nakatama kay Benchan.
Baka friendly fire.
Baka friendly fire pa nga eh. Because that was a too tight of a positioning. But again, nonetheless, that's a foul charged against him.
Yaluhan mo na lang mamaya.
Oo. May halftime naman.
Oo. 6-19 pa dito sa ating second quarter, and there's a whack coming from, again, Benchan. Ayan, sakto-sakto. Break muna tayo sa laro dito with 6:18 remaining in the second quarter. 3-point lead for Grace GT Radial. We have this Jangnan timeout.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Huwag papipigil kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
GG bro! Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now.
Back with us inside the Tanduay Athletics Bongtan Basketball Hall. Yan yung siguro yung formal name niya kasi yun yung nakapangalan
Bongtan Basketball Court. Ano mo? Hall?
Basketball court, oo. Jay De La Cruz together with Randolph Yongson, and after that timeout, a turnover was called because Mark Chester Ang caught his foot in that sideline. Ang saklap na after timeout play.
Yeah, that's... yun yung mga play na sana hindi mo nalang ginawa eh.
On the other side, here's Ron Lim going baseline against three guys in green. Ball went out of bounds, it will go the other way.
Ay, hirap yung mga tirang ginagawa ni Ronald Lim, ha?
Very shifty kasi si Ron Lim eh.
I mean, he's showing us yung athleticism na sinasabi nga natin.
Pero
hindi pa makuha yung execution.
And just to take note, hindi tayo kinumpel ni Coach Willie Chan. Nasabihin yan.
Oo naman.
Sa kabila naman, Eric Ong. You had this impression that St. Jude really have to bleed for their points.
Kumbaga lahat ng possessions nila, it's just through hard work. Literally hard work. And you really had to... And really, this is one way to do it. Getting it through defense. And once again, sino yung nakuha na steal? Mark Chua was their spark in their first quarter.
Check out first this bike drive of the game courtesy of Eric Ong. Bumangga pa kay Alex Lau. Ba naman, that back drive brought to us by Bike. There, the drive big. Zona ng Grace. Nananatili pa rin masikip. Yung outside shot talaga ng St. Jude kailangan para lumuwag yan. Depensa na yan. Tumira si Chester Ang. And that one was all net.
Yeah, finally, first conversion from three-point country para kay Chester Ang. Much needed. Sana magtuloy-tuloy para sa kanila.
5-point swing for St. Jude, Linea, PesoMaxFund.com.
And once again, it's defense giving them these possessions. However, stout pa rin sa defense ang Grace.
Yung loob issue talaga kasi kung masikip ang depensa tapos may Alex Lau na nasa ilalim, talagang mahirap ay nasa loob. In the meantime, Rainbow 3 coming from Mark Chester Ang. Hungry Pares 3-pointer courtesy of Chester Ang.
Yeah, rare Hungry Pares appearance para sa St. Jude. Of course, we'd hope to see more of that from them if they want to contend.
Last game kasi parang sa wasyong lahat yun.
Oo eh.
Gustong sumagot ni Charles Chua.
Actually, hindi lang wasyo eh. Parang puro si JP Belenchon lang lahat yun. Peto ata, 8 yung tinira ni JP doon.
Ang laro pa naman ni JP pag nakuha sa labas. I-step side tapos bato, no?
In rhythm lagi.
Oo. Ang lakas pa naman ng pulso nun. Magtataka ka sa mga wasyo, no? Ang lalakas ng pulso ng pagtumira, no? James Sia, JP, Ken Bono, di nga tumatalon, eh.
Yun yung mga na-breed dahil sa inasal.
Oo. Sa kabila. Eto, pag jump shot, ang ganda ng form.
Yeah.
Pag nakuha yun ni PRT ng picture, ganda. Ipapa-frame yun ni Aldrin Yao.
Ganun ba yung mga tinuturo ni Coach Willie sa mga Grace Boys ever since?
Tanong natin mamaya. In the meantime, Mark Chesang wanted to make it back-to-back. He actually almost stepped on that sideline once again, but he avoided it this time. Woo! Albert Chua tried to manufacture a shot, but to no avail. Mark Chua attacking Alex Lau. Might not be the best idea. Buti na lang doon si Eric Ong. Hindi lang pumasok ang tira. And the ball was tapped last by Mark Chua.
And Mark Chua, you can feel his exhaustion just giving his all on the court. As we head to this Jang na time,
Welcome to Cold Storage, where freshness, quality, and convenience come together for every Filipino. Each product is hygienically packed and kept at the perfect temperature to lock in freshness. Cold Storage Seafood, freshness you can trust, right here in store.
Back at us here inside the Tanduay Athletics Bongtan Basketball Court. 3 minutes and 39 seconds remaining. We're at deadlock at 21. And let's piggyback to that last scene that we saw. Mark Chua huffing and puffing. Diba? Well, he's in the rhythm.
Yep.
Diba? Kung ikaw naman talaga yung maglalaro, kung nararamdaman mo, maganda ang laro mo, talaga itotodo mo talaga. Kahit sinasabi ng katawan mo, boss, teka lang.
Save ka ng konti.
Oo.
But again, if you are St. Jude, you want to, in a way, ride the hot streak of Mark Chua. He's playing exceptionally well in hopes na, yung teammates mo, you see how Mark Chua is doing, you pick up the cudgels later on kasi pwedeng maubusan to ng gas pagdating ng dulo eh. Kumbaga, I'll do my part in this time but kailangan may suporta ninyo mamaya.
Kailangan may ma-inspire na iba eh. 3 and 14 pa to. Ayan na naman yung zona ng Grace. Saan pupunta? Doon sa kabila. Hindi lang makatira si Kirby King. In the meantime, that one is short. Coming from... Actually, that's Kirby King. Yung pupasa ng galing kay Kent Lim.
Yeah, but I think Charles Chua had a hand on it.
Ayun. Kaya mananatili yan sa mga taga... Malacanang Complex. Diba? Doon naman St. Jude, sa Malacanang Complex. Mga taga Malacanang. 6 seconds for Chris Coin Company. Deliver sa labas. Makes the back and again. Pass intended to Eric Ong. Taken away by Albert Chua and he's gone.
Yeah, that's just a well-read defensive play for Albert Chua. He knew na hindi naman titira si Mix D and he was out for the pass and that was just too easy of a steal for him.
8 points for Albert Chua. Nandun na naman sa loob si Alex Lau. Nananalasan na naman his second block ng ball game. Here's Albert Chua. One more time! Shots na. Nakakarami ka na raw ng kili-kili shot, sabi ng mga taga St. Jude. Ito muna yung ginawa dito ni Albert Chua. Clean steal, clean swipe. Brought to us by 11-18 Autospa, leading to that layup.
And I think that's the 4th steal of the game for Albert Edsel Chua.
Oh, that's right, yes. 4th steal for Albert Chua. 4 out of the 8. Diba? Philippines Pan Asia Carrier Corporation, moving with you. Maraming salamat.
And that's also turnover number 10 for St. Jude. Sila naman ang napako sa 21.
Nasilip niyo yung bench kanina ng Grace. Maraming alternate coaches dito. Joey Dada, Oliver Lau. Actually, naka-uniforme pero nagko-coach muna.
Yan nga eh.
Kasi
ang tatanong ko, baka pamaya mas Coach Joey Dada na eh.
May uniform. Bawal lang ang pantalon. Basta kailangan naka-short. 7 on the shot clock. Chris ko, nice fake pass. Bigay kay Mixty. Libre. Nabangga pa ni Charles Chua. And ito naman yung magugustuhan mo sa St. Jude kahit papano. Sige, masikip ang depensa na Grace. Hindi sila makatira. But they never lose that patience in moving that ball around and look for the higher percentage shot.
It's not an easy task to do. We talked about earlier on how much St. Jude had to bleed for every point.
Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant, home of the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956. Sige.
But going back to that point, Jay, as hard as the task is to manufacture points, walang naghihiro ball. And that's a positive that you can take heading to the second half. Now, kumbaga, we go through this struggle together.
Libre si Aldrin. He's in rhythm. Was all board though. Di nakuha ni JJ Choi yung rebound. Instead, it was St. Jude who gathered that board. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Simpleng short corner jumper na baby. Sumobra tuloy yung tira nitong si Charles Andrew Tan. Albert Chua, no.
And you see the level of confidence ng Grace to just chuck those threes knowing na merong big man sa loob. Kaso nga na, hindi mo buzz JJ Chua doon, but you expect these outside shots to continue.
Eric Ong against JJ Chua. No good on that back shot. Still a 4-point lead for Grace GT Radial. Nahiya, ayun, pinukul na. Malakas nga lang para kay Mark Jason Tan.
That's the third consecutive 3-point attempt for Grace.
Mixed D actually asking for that ball. Just did not expect that JJ Chua is gonna meet him on that short corner. Samantala, circle shot ni Albert Chua, wala. Looking for a foul, none was called.
And that was against 3 defenders for Albert Edsel Chua. To no avail.
Kailangan magdahan-dahan. Nagiging up-tempo masyado yung basketball kasi walang nakakagawa ng field goal eh. 3 on the way. Hindi makaulit ng rainbow si Chester Ang. Albert Chua, walang sumasabay sa kanya bumaba. Naghintay ng mga kaibigan. Inside. Ayaw! Isa ba? Finally! A field goal for Mark Jason Tan. Last shot time here. Shot clock and quarter clock almost identical. Ang huling sagot ng St. Jude. Makikita natin sa play na ito. And a steal by Albert Chua.
That was steal number 5. Wow!
He just knows so well how to play on those passing lanes. One more heave. Hindi lang nakatira si Chris scored at the end of the first half. Grace Christian GT Radial suddenly with a 4-point outburst. Yung 4 na puntos silang lamang just a while ago, biglang naging 8 dahil dito sa mga agaw at mga layup ni Albert Chua.
Yeah, Albert Edsel Chua continuing his swiping ways. Kumbaga, just a thorn on the side. Meanwhile, St. Jude trying their best pero they were locked to just 5 points in that second quarter. That's why they are now staring at this 8-point deficit at the half. And we ended with Albert Edsel Chua with that coast-to-coast drive, 29-21 in favor of Grace Christian.
Never have I ever dared to stand out. Said yes to the unknown. Lit up the night. Don't worry. The fun never ever has to stop.
Tanduay flavored mixes.
Just open up.
Drink responsibly.
Flex, sigurado ang quality. Tapos linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
Welcome to Cold Storage, where freshness, quality, and convenience come together for every Filipino. Each product is hygienically packed and kept at the perfect temperature to lock in freshness. Cold Storage Seafood, freshness you can trust, right here in store.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo. Abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanduay flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
(29-21) is the count after 20 minutes of play dito sa laban ng Grace Christian College GT Radial versus St. Jude Catholic School, Linea, PesoMaxFund.com. J. De La Cruz together with Randolph Leongson na hawak-hawak na ang mga numero nung first half, brought to us by Lamtex.
We expected this to be, in a way, a low-scoring ball game. As we see, field goal shooting 26 for Grace Christian College GT Radial, 31% nga lang para sa Linea PesoMax Fund ng St. Jude. But you look at the attempts, Jay. 38 attempts in favor of Grace to just 29 ng St. Jude. And the reason for that, the 12 turnovers of St. Jude. They have been very wasteful in that first quarter, led by Albert Edsel Chua, kumbaga getting a lot of steals. I believe 5 of the 8 steals ng Grace coming from Albert Edsel Chua, leading to 16 points of turnovers, including that exclamation point to end our first half.
Kung nabanggit mo 16 points of turnovers yan. Kung titignan mo yung leading scorers para sa magkabilang koponan, baka karamihan ng 16 points of turnovers yan, karamihan dyan galing kay Albert Chua, who already had 12 points back in the first half to go along with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and you mentioned 6 steals.
Yep.
Wow.
And you imagine kung sumut pa yung 3-4 nung kilikili shot niya hindi niya makuha.
Puro board tinamaan.
Yeah, kumbaga, just ba yun eh. Remember, he got his eyeglasses whacked in that first quarter. As you've mentioned, Albert Edsel Chua with 12 points. Aldrin Yao with 6. Alex Yao, 2 points pa nga lang eh, di ba? But on the other hand, Mark Chua, 6 points in that first quarter spurt, really doing the yeoman job for St. Jude. But the question, once again, is who will step up for St. Jude. Nakita na si Eric Ong, 6 points, diba? They need more help. Maganda na nakakashoot na sila ng 3-pointers, courtesy of Mark Ang. But again, if you want to keep up against Grace GT Radial, you have to manufacture more points.
Isang silip mo na sa ating PG Flex and all yung key matchup between Alex Lau and Jerry Chang. Yung Alex Lau na yung 2%, 3 rebounds. Medyo yung sakit ng ulo na pinoprovide ni Alex Lau, medyo hindi pa naka-quantify dito. Sa kabila naman, Jerry Chang still scoreless in this ball game. In just a short while, we'll begin the second half in this Grace St. Jude matchup.
Ayan na, para pag nawa ka, galingan mo nga. Sa liga, sell mo yung kakampi. Oh, anong pang inaantay nyo? Basta cellphone, sell boys!
Technology moves the world. And we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks. 30 years of technology distribution.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Huwag papipigil kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
Next 10 minutes of play dito sa ating Friday edition na Fil-Chi Athletic Association 40 above division tournament, the showpiece tournament of the Fil-Chi Athletic Association, and we kick things off with a three-pointer coming from Erwin Lim. Magpapakilala pa lang tayo, baka masabi ko Randolph Locson for 3 eh.
Yeah, only the second conversion from downtown. 2 of 11 so far. Itong Grace Christian, but you expect more three-pointers. Kumbaga, they're opening up the space.
Nagtinikling si Erwin Lim doon sa sideline. Ang lakas kasi ng pasa. But they were able to recover. Albert Chua inside. Sinopalpal. Binura ng todo-todo ni Kent Lim.
Sabi ni Kent Lim, kanina mo pa ginagawa yan, pare.
Ay, tawa naman. Sabi ni Albert Chua, kuha mo na ako, pare. Sige, high five.
Nakakalusot yung kilig-kilig shot kanina pa eh.
Pero yung ginawa dito ng Grace entering the second half, bumilis yung pace, nakadalawang three-pointer si Erwin Lim. And against the shot clock, and suddenly, St. Jude is looking at a 14-point deficit.
Pinalaki bigla, and that's really the importance of the outside shooting para sa Grace. They've been very methodical on their attack, and now they become more lethal with those long bombs going down.
Nice conversion coming from Chester Ang. Coming from the weak side, biglang pumihit for the turnaround jumper. Some relief for St. Jude.
Yeah, but they need to tighten up their defense. They gave up 2 3-pointers now in the first 2 possessions.
Sa kabila naman, Ben Chan, nope. There's Marchua starting the second half for a very right reason.
Yeah, he's looking like a raging bull. Just basically shouldering the load, knowing that walang nangyayari. Sige, let me make things happen. And true enough, he goes back to the free throw line.
Ganyan talaga sistema sa basketball. Be it youth basketball or sabihin natin legends. Diba? That if you showed if you showed a lot of positive things from your recent, not so recent, from your recent appearance, diba? You'll get rewarded with playing time.
Kumbaga, it's the confidence that you have in you and the confidence that the coaches have in you. The trust also of your teammates. Sige, you've done this before. We know you can do your job. Sige, gawin mo uli.
Traverse Airs Builders Corp. Built for legacy, designed for life. Builder of luxury living and landmark spaces. Yan po, si Traverse Asia Builders Corp.
And again, going back to Mark Chua, tumatakbo sa isip niya, he wants to continue what he has done exceptionally well in that first half. Maybe in that first quarter alone. And you want to just provide that spark because it has to start somewhere. Nakikita mo na mamagana yung lamang nung kalaban. Kailangan nyo, hindi kayo pwedeng mabaon. Kailangan mong gumawa ng paraan.
Natapos nga yung first half na naka 4-0 run ang Grace, diba? Tapos nag-umpisa yung second half na naka 6-0 run. Oo, yung Grace. Mark Chua, labas muna, nakaporma na si Kent Lim. Pero sila umatake, masyadong aktibo yung off-hand ni Kent Lim.
Yeah, and that was also great selling on the part of Albert Edsel Chua. He felt that the forearm was in a way pushing. Just needed to sell it a little bit and naharap naman doon sa referee. That was an easy whistle for the referee.
Talagang wasiwas eh. Hindi yung katulad sa American football na stiff arm eh, di ba? Kung stiff arm, forgivable pa yun
minsan kailangan mo nilang sumunod eh.
Oo.
Tinutulak mo ako ng konti. Sige, pakita natin tinutulak mo ako.
Jerry Chang for his first 2 points finally. And much needed 2 points.
That's what we talk about in the halftime. We talked about that matchup. Medyo tahimik pa si Jerry Chang. He's been given the responsibility to in a way, defend the big men of Grace. But he also has to contribute when it comes to the offensive side.
In the meantime, keyhole jumper from Ron Lim did not work. It was all board. There was a foul on the loose ball play. It will go against who? DC 8. JJ Chua, tinawagan. Pero nagreklamo si Ron Lim, di ba? Boys and points in the paint. Brought to us by Boysen, Jerry Chang. Much needed 2 points from him. If you're St. Jude, sana madagdagan pa.
Yeah, but also, probably it's on the part of Grace. Alam nila na pag inupo namin si JJ Chua, kailangan naming palaruin. Ito si Alex Lau.
Ako yung pasa nakarating kay Ron Lim. But great defense provided by Kent Lim to stop that impending pass break. Nag-improvise ang Grace. And that is gonna be a foul against Mark Chua. MJ Tan. Talagang tinatamaan na sa ulo, nababatukan. Pahulit-ulit. Tignan muna natin itong nangyari sa ilalim. Ayun, batok number 1, batok number 2.
Hindi na lang nahuli doon sa camera. Parang may konti pang sikong binigay ito si... But again, nagkakakiskisan eh. That's natural in basketball.
And again, we can attribute that, we can say that fire inside Mark Chua with the way he performed back in the first quarter. He essentially kept St. Jude, Linea, Pesomax, Fund.com afloat no first quarter na yun. But in the meantime, it's Albert Chua, all iron on that three-pointer. Naku, pinasa dun sa ating mga statisticians sa table. Hindi ready si Kent Lim.
Kung nakuha ni Irish Sharoan yan, pass break agad yun.
Tumatakbo ba si Irish?
Andyan.
Hindi, tumatakbo ba sa'yo? Pag pinasa mo ba ng ball, tatakbo yun? Maghihintay ng kakampi yun eh.
Unselfish siya.
Oo. 5:39 remaining in the third. Entry pass. Masyado lang malalim si Alex Lau. Balik ulit kay Albert Chua. Kabang!
He really likes that spot. Albert Chua, second conversion from downtown. And if you are St. Jude, you are giving too much space, especially on the premier playmaker of Grace Christian.
15 points for Albert Edsel Chua. Nice extra pass. Hindi lang pumasok yung bola. Nahiya pumasok yung tira ni Jerry Chang.
But you know, it's good that St. Jude is finally feeding Jerry Chang.
That's right. It's a start despite this defense of Grace GT Radial. Nakakarating yung bola kay Jerry Chang.
Sabi nga, diba, paramdam mo na nandyan ka pa rin.
Libre din kanina si Eric kung hindi lang talaga pumasok yung tira.
Ayan na naman yung binigay
Albert
siya.
Chua again!
Nakuha na rin sa okas.
Pero hindi nakakababa sa kabila si Albert Chua. Here's St. Jude taking advantage. Hindi lang pumasok. They're having those shots. But it's not just hitting that net.
And I think it's a matter of St. Jude being a little more frustrated, rushing with their shots. And yun yung masakit. Sasagutin ka ng pangatlong tres in this quarter alone ng Grace.
Tignan na rito, isang hungry pares three-pointer ni Erwin Lim. His 11th point of the game. We have this Jiangnan timeout.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Tignan mo naman itong scoring distribution na to, Randolph. 17 points for Albert Chua, 11 points already for Erwin Lim. As we check out first this power play of the game. Brought to us by Powerhouse Tools. Power move, power play, just like Powerhouse Tools built. So, ayan ka.
Hindi kailangan mag-ward off.
Kontrolado.
May tawag sa mga bata ngayon dyan eh. Jelly eh. Diba? Yun yung ano nila eh.
So, hindi pa nauso yung term na jelly. Kinagawa na ni Albert Chua.
Tama, elegant shot lang ng mga matanda sa atin ng konti eh.
Tito shots, no?
Oo.
Oh, since 40 above to, mga tito shots
Yeah,
talaga.
naman, Parang lahat ng shot dito siya.
Oo.
But again, looking at the scoring, Jay, 14-5 in this quarter alone. And we still have 4 minutes and 15 to go. Medyo nanlamig na ng konti itong St. Jude.
And here's the thing, if you'll relate it to St. Jude's game against Washong Lamtex, yung second quarter yung naging issue din ng St. Jude. Only scoring 1 point.
Yeah, they fell behind big.
Oo, second quarter pa lang. This time, St. Jude, Linea,
Wow!
PesaMax1.com as Alex Lau just rejected that shot. Really, a force to be reckoned with inside. And Erwin Lim will take 2. Quick context, St. Jude had 16 in the first, just 5 in the second, and currently with 3 and 39 remaining in the third, only scored 5 points.
Just 5 points.
So dali, tignan muna natin itong... alam niyang babangga siya sa
body contact
pader. And,
Binitawan na ng maaga.
and perhaps Erwin Lim actually braced himself for that one. In the meantime, Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant, home of the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956. Isang banggit natin sa Sincerity, kumakagat si Randolph ng Sincerity Chicken.
Baka lang meron.
Ayan na nga, nasa harap mo na eh.
Hindi, yung hinahanap natin oyster.
Oyster King talaga.
Pwede naman.
Hinahanap. 4-4-2-6. 3.5. New face on the floor for St. Jude Linea. Roy Steo is in the ball game.
Stepping.
Ang sikip lang na dinaanan ni Kendrick C.
Kumbaga, whatever happens, that's gonna end up as a turnover for the green shirts. Just a forgettable third quarter for them where they stare at all of a sudden 18 ang hinahabol nila.
Points are hard to come by for the guys in green.
Especially when you throw the ball away. That's
Right.
15 turnovers now.
For the guys in white, ayun, sa pagkakataon yun, di sila nakatira. At dadahan-dahanin pa ng St. Jude ngayon. This is where they're having some serious trouble scoring. But not that time though. Tony Tan scoring on that 10-footer.
Yeah, just a big sigh of relief for them to just see the ball go through the hoop. Hasn't been far too many for them in this quarter. Pero yun nga, you kind of question too for St. Jude. You were able to stay in step in those first half. Pero ngayon ang question, sino pupuntahan natin? Kasi parang walang nangyayari. You tried to pump Jerry Chan kanina but didn't really do much. You only got 2 points. But now, someone has to, in a bit, be greedy, kumbaga, pakita and provide that spark for them.
Especially with Grace, GT Radial, their defense rather is just holding up. Yung zone defense yan talaga nagpapahirap na biglang magkakaroon ng matchup na tao-tao just to provide some ball pressure.
And this guy has just been in full control all game long.
Ayan na naman! Board nga lang tinamaan. Nawala sa balanse si Aldrin Yao. At tatakbo ngayon, itong si Kendrick C. Naghintay ng mga kaibigan. Tony Tan. Free throw area, that's a shot. It's short though. Another one got rejected.
Yeah, just too hard.
Got clipped by Mark Jason Tan.
Napakahirap kumuha ng puntos kung St. Jude ka. I think gusto rin naman na makashoot nitong si Tony Tan sa loob eh. But masyadong malaki yung Alex Lau eh. May nakaabang sa'yo. Ang haba, diba?
Again, we cannot quantify enough the impact that Alex Lau is providing here for Grace GT Radial as we'd like to thank Gravity Sales Corporation.
Parang lumiwanag ng konti.
Dahil sa MVP trophy?
Hindi trophy yun eh. May dumating na ano eh.
That's MVP.
Mamaya yan.
Mamaya. 14 hinahabol ng St. Jude. Sa panig ngayon ng Grace GT Radial ang bola. May libre sa kaliwa. 3 on the way. That was all net, but on the wrong side though, coming from Charles Chua.
And he wanted to atone for that missed 3. Di lang nakuha yung steal.
Usual instinct talaga yun. Kapag sumabit ka sa offense, gusto mong bumawi kagad ng agaw eh. Airball din naman ang binigay ni Kendrick C. Nahagip ni Eric Ong. Itong si... I believe that is Erwin Lim.
Yep, it's Erwin Lim. Erwin Lim got 3 3-pointers now in this quarter alone,
That's true.
right?
That's true. He's 3 of 6 in total. And you would consider that it's a huge relief na lamang ng ganito ang Grace. Tapos kulang-kulang pa sila.
Yep.
Because come the latter part of the season, of course, siyempre pagdating, inaabang mo yung mga pagdating nila Alantan, nila Dexter.
You want to be full force.
You want to be full force in the latter part of the season, but make no mistake about it, makakalaban mo rin naman yung mga tipong Xavier, yung Washong, di ba? The St. Stephen, nakalaban mo na nga di ba? Tapos meron pang mga emerging contenders like PCC.
Yeah, PCC, St. Peter's always there.
Oo. So buti pa ngayong kaga na to, makakuha ka na ng mga panalo. And or rather, Grace is on pace to do that. But Crisco has something to say about that set plan.
This is what I've been saying since last game. I feel like Crisco, I know he's the star of their St. Jude 50s and above team, but he's a little bit gun-shy so far in the 40s division. He has to understand that his contributions is much needed here.
Kaya lang may sagot naman sa kabila si Charles Chua. Last shot time remaining. Last shot time here. Still a 13-point advantage for Grace GT Radial. Crisco calling the play, pero binigay muna sa kaliwa. Ikot sa loob, Tony Tan. Napalakas. Hindi magtugma yung pulso eh. Lim, runner for 3. Did not make it though. And at the end of the third quarter, coming out of that halftime break, Grace GT Radial suddenly found that we could say a limited source of offense. Kasi yung mga 3-pointer na binigay ni Erwin Lim, total of 3-pointers in this game. Tapos, ayun na, Jelly.
Yeah, Albert Edsel Chua, we talked about him being in full control. Meanwhile, Crisco trying to resuscitate St. Jude in this third quarter, but this is still an all Grace third quarter. And after 30 minutes of play, they are ahead by 13, 46-33, talking about Grace GT Radial.
Ayan na, para pag nawa ka, galingan mo nga. Sa liga, sell mo yung kakampi. Oh, anong pang inaantay nyo? Basta cellphone, sell boys!
Basta Fil-Chi Flex, sigurado ang quality. Tapoli, linoleum, kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa Fil-Chi Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
About to start fourth quarter here, but again, I'd just like to remind you, first game pa lang ito ng ating Friday doubleheader. Mamaya, makikita natin Philippine Cultural College, Eastern Communications, SAPP Packaging. Tapos, St. Stephen's High School, SGAG. Nagbigay pugay na nga dito yung kumikinang. Nagliliwanag na reigning MVP.
Oo. Nag-e-ensayo na ata mag-French yan eh. Pupunta ng Canada yan pagdating ng June eh. Mga ilang araw na lang. Balita ko.
Marami-rami sila doon.
Oo, marami-rami sila.
Paulo Rivero, Bernard Tiguia.
Obviously, Coach Golden Verde. Ang tanong nga dun siguro eh, sino maiiwan? Sino ko maiiwan?
Actually, kailangan na natin ilagyan eh, di ba? Pero, at least, you'll see guys emerging eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Tol nga ng first game na pag-usapan natin, Harley na,
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah, and at least in this game, we've seen Erwin Lim getting his shine in that third
Yung pa,
quarter, allowing Grace to break away and establish this Baker's dozen lead. But as we start this fourth quarter, I want to focus on two stat lines, Jay. 3-point shooting. Grace, 5 of 17. Hindi nakashoot to nung first quarter. Actually, only one conversion in the first quarter, courtesy of Albert Edsel Chua. And then, itong St. Jude naman, continuing to struggle from downtown, only shooting 2 for 8. And then, another problem ng St. Jude, the turnover story. 16 turnovers leading to 19 points of turnovers para sa Grace GT Radial. That's why they are in the driver's seat.
Philippines Pan-Asia Carrier Corporation moving with you. To be more specific do sa three-pointer, tinignan ko na alarma din ako. First half, 1 of 10 ang Grace GT Radial. So since then, they were 4 of 7 in that third quarter. And if you're shooting that kind of percentage, above 50%, at least 6 shots, you'll definitely win the quarter eh.
And definitely, that was a dominant third quarter for them. Kahit na 5 lang ang laman nila, 17 to 12, they were able to establish control and really assert their will against St. Jude na hanggang ngayon ay naghahanap ng source of offense.
If you're St. Jude though, you saw Crisco already nailed a three-pointer. Sana masundan. Pero depensa muna ang mga nakaberde ngayon. Albert Chua, hook pass to Alex Lau. Not really a shot, but it was in line.
Medyo tahimik pa nga si Alex Lau sa larong to. Only 2 points but 6 rebounds. Kumbaga, sabi niya, okay lang na rebound lang ako pero andito ako sa depensa. Hayaan natin yung mga gwardya.
Eh yung 4 blocks.
Wow.
Albert Chua na naman. This time, he will troop to the line. Foul's gonna be called against Christopher Ho. Again, you've mentioned top guy in the 50s division. Minsan maiisip mo rin, you'd consider that. Kasi galing nga sila sa 50s division. It looks like they have the impression that the 40s division guys na iniisip nila baka may ibang nagtitimon talaga. It's somebody else's team. As we'd like to thank first Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant, home of the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956. So you could consider Crisco parang giving way to some other
Parang
guys.
nahihiya, nagbibigay.
Oo, nagbibigay pa. Kasi you could consider that pwedeng team ito ni Eric Ong.
Or ni
Jerry Chang.
Jerry Chang.
Libre si Albert. So nandun din yung impression eh, di ba?
Yes. Kumbaga, mas bata kayo eh. Support lang ako dito.
Support kami. Ball tap out of bounds by Mark Chua. It will stay with Grace GT Radial. Still 16 seconds to execute. Kung tatanungin nyo yung mga susunod na laro nito magkabilang koponan na ito, pagdating ng Lunes, may laro kaagad ang Grace GT Radial against PCC.
Okay, that's gonna be a solid game.
Oo. As Ron Lim made that mid-range jumper. So yung mga ganyan ni Ron Lim, kailangan na kailangan yan. Tapos ang St. Jude naman, itong sila Eric Ong, ang susunod nilang kalaban pagdating ng next Friday din, Uno High School Alumni Association Tri-Gen.
Should be a good challenge for them.
We're still searching for their first win.
And if the score holds, might be a battle for the first win. But again, there's still a lot of time for St. Jude to make things happen.
Susugod na si Eric Ong. Ayaw talaga. And Mark Chester Ang will try to get some offense from the free throw line.
And remember, Jay, we talked about this in the pregame. This is now the third game for St. Jude, Linea, Peso Max Fun. So I know it's not the best position for them if they go down 0-3, but you got to manufacture those wins because at the end of the day, only the top 6 will advance. And alam natin kung gaano ka-tight yung gitna eh. You want to add up those wins. Obviously, Grace acknowledges that after losing that first game against St. Stephen's, they want to hold on to this victory and in a way get a better positioning. Pinaka-importanting parte doon, confidence boosters for the usual guys. Alam naman natin yung kaya ibigay ni Alex Lau, ni Albert Edsel Chua, but the guys who are emerging for today's game, yung mga nakikita nilang contributors, Erwin Lim was one of them. Kumbaga, very valuable for them in the long run.
Mark Chua scoring on that day. By the way, maraming salamat, Shell Granada, sa inyong suporta. In the meantime, pumaposte si JJ Chua against Jerry Chang. Ito yung matchup na kanina pa natin hinihintay. And nangilam yung Chester Ang. Naipasa pa kay Ron Lim. 5 on the shot clock. Ron Lim getting some contact. And he will shoot to Jerry Chang in a world of hurt in that possession.
Yeah, just a tough defensive outing
At
where
ang
Jerry Chang.
pinakamasakit, siya pa ang foul. Well, doon sa contact niya na ginawa ni Ron Lim. Pero in that same possession, he was backed down by JJ Chua.
You know, I really like how JJ Chua got it thrown. Sabi mo nga, may nangialam but he was able to pass the ball to Ron Lim, who had that presence of mind na at a disadvantage itong
Hindi na kaya yung depensa
ako. Oo.
Maniniguro lang yung mga referees natin dito to see what actually transpired at bakit namimilipit sa sakit si Jerry Chang. Actually, at the medic station, talking about Jerry Chang, his jaw being treated. Ayan.
If there's blood, he has to be subbed out.
That's right. Infection control, syempre. Ayan, mukhang may hatol na. Sila referee Boyong Manyalak at Jemar Taliedo. Foul lang talaga. Nabiktima lang talaga ng normal basketball play si Jerry Chang, and it just so happened that his mouth was on the back of a body part of a Grace player.
Tawag doon, insult to injury.
You wanna go straight? Kamalasan. Part of the game.
Mala sa pairing
Oh. And Jerry Chang actually was subbed out already. Balik sa loob. Itong si Kent Lim.
And that's another bad news on the side of St. Jude, because we know what Jerry Chang
Your primary
can
big
provide.
guy.
Yes. Remember, he was averaging 10 points and 4.5 rebounds in their first 2 games. I know he's been silent in today's game, but that's still Jerry Chang you're talking about.
They're still searching for the 3-pointers in this ball game.
Extra possession for St. Jude.
Something that they can build upon in anticipation of their game against Uno High School Alumni Association. Aldrin, ayan, usual na game plan na yan. Sigurado utos ni Coach Danny Ching yan. Pag lamang na kayo ng double figures, last quarter na, 6 minutes na lang, idahan-dahan nyo.
No, you don't need to, again, you are in control. Ang tawag nila sa football dyan, parking the bus. But really, it's more of trying to deliberately execute yung mga plays na gusto mong gawin. And it's really important when it comes to fine-tuning the plays for the other guys. And you see here, unti-unti, nagpapasok na si Coach Joey Dada ng mga hindi masyado nagagamit.
Remember, we talked about it in the pre-game as some points was produced by Charles Stan inside. Very undermanned itong Grace lineup na to.
Yeah, only 10
on
players.
the players
And on the coaching
staff. We don't see head coach Danny Ching here. We don't see assistant coach Gilbert Sanidad here. And JJ Chua inside. Ayan, abang-abang lang sa ilalim si JJ Chua.
Again, that's the size advantage of JJ Chua. Without Jerry Chang manning him, he knows that no one can match up on him in the paint.
4 points, 5 rebounds for JJ Antonio Chua. Under duress on that 3-pointer, no good. JJ Chua with a rebound. At hindi na pa pass break ang Grace.
May minor ka na lang
May minor na yan. Kanina sinabi mo nagpa-park na. Baka pwede ka consider nagmamaniobra pa. Kasi for whatever reason, baka humabol pa dito ang St. Jude. At least naka-ready rin itong Grace. E tulad yan, tumatakbo pa itong si Kent Lim. And Joey Dada will apply some preventive measures because in under 5 minutes remaining, 14 pa lang, or 14, ang lamang nitong Grace. Pwede pang humabol ng St. Jude together with this BYD fast break. Driving to the basket na parang naka-BYD. Get yours at BYD Valenzuela. Diyan, non-timeout muna tayo. Ito yung masaya dito kasi pag nakikita nila yung mga tatay nila, nagbabalik loob sa paglalaro, di ba? Siyempre, sama pamilya.
Yeah, it's a family affair. And again, just the passion that these alumni have for the sport rubs off to their families. And kumbaga, in a way, naging viewing habit na rin nila after work. They go here at the Bongtan basketball court here, the Tanduay compound, and just to cheer everybody on.
Tapos sa mga players, nagiging serious. They pay serious attention to their league. Tandaan natin, we have several teams who started preparing for the 40 above division 3 months prior. As Aldrin Yao scored on that follow-up, 3 months prior, nagpa-practice na.
That's really highlights the importance of this 40s division, as we call the crown jewel of the FCAI. Remember how we started this last year? Yung ibang players dito naghahabol pa sa conditioning. Ngayon, kitang-kita mo eh. They are in peak form. Nagkukulang na lang sa pagkakaamuyan sa game conditioning na.
Tingnan muna natin itong Ultra Force rebound of the game. Aldrin Yao, right place, right time for the conversion. In the meantime, MJ Tan was decked. The referees will review what exactly happened, kung bakit natambay dun sa baseline si Mark Tan. Kulang na lang kunin niya rin yung map. Yung map, siya na mag-map.
Buti nga yung map yung pinapakuha mo, kala ko yung tennis racket. Hindi na. Graduate na ata.
Graduate na tayo doon.
Pwede pa pang pickleball yun?
Don't ask me.
Uso eh. I expected to be the one to know those stuff.
Not yet. By the way, ulit nakikita natin dito, off camera, St. Stephen's deep in talks already. Philippine Culture already performing their warm-ups on the sidelines kasi sila yung next dito.
So white versus green na naman pala tayo.
Oo. Ano nangyari? So mukhang biktima lang din ng normal basketball play si MJ Tan.
Natamaan lang. Inadvertent.
Nagsasorry din naman si Kent Lim.
Yeah, but again, going back to this game, we talked about the 14-point cushion. Hindi ma-break yun ng St. Jude in this fourth quarter. Makakalapit sila hanggang 14 lang, pero they turned the ball over, they missed stuff, and they give back the ball to Grace.
Wala yung follow-up no?
Oh.
Na kumbaga, sige, you get a positive deed, positive action na hindi mo masundan ng isa pang positibo
Kumbaga, just one good stretch. And you see another turnover for the St. Jude.
Again, Alex Lau is not doing anything special, not doing anything spectacular, but just being a presence there, just a mere presence.
Tawag dyan, Jay, intangibles. It doesn't really reflect on the numbers, but you can feel his impact. That's another three-pointer for Erwin Lim. That fourth three-pointer of the game.
4 of 8 from the promised land.
But also, as much as you're talking about Erwin Lim, Alex Lau is also providing screen on that play.
Sa kabila naman, Kent Lim with that three-pointer. That is point number 5 for Kent Christopher Lim. Nabanggit natin. Kanina pa natin pinabanggit. Paulit-ulit, Alex Lau. 2 points pa lang. Hasn't made the field goal. Pero 6 rebounds. 5 blocks.
Yeah, the defense has really been key for them.
Na naman!
And just staying with that point of yours, sabi siguro ni Alex Lau, ba't ako i-score? Si Albert Chua ang i-score sa amin.
And if anything, if you're doing extra stats, as Eric Ong missed that off the glass shot, patitirain ba ulit? Pero nandun si Aldrin Yao, humelt na si Alex Lau. If anything, you also have to, isipin mo, kung bibilangin mo yung mga screen na binigay ni Alex Lau, yung mga help defense na kinuha niya, that in turn either stop the opposing team's offense or on the other side, help their offense, di ba?
And you also mentioned 6 blocks, right?
Oo.
6 blocks.
Oh, 5 blocks, 5 blocks, 5
Hindi
blocks.
pa counted dyan yung when he had his outstretched arms
Oo.
just changing the shots of his defenders. Yan yung mga hustle stats eh.
Naglakad sa luneta si Alex Yao tsaka si Aldrin Yao.
Nasobrahan.
And Coach Joey Daday, Coach Oliver Lau starting to recall their main guys. Tama na daw, goods na to. And we mentioned this earlier, Grace will be up for a challenge as Eric Ong scores inside. Their next opponent, TCC Eastern Happy B.
So baka hindi pa umuwi yan. Baka mag-scout pa yan ng second game natin.
And you'd have that feeling na... Kasi they also have to consider that they might be undermanned. Again, pagdating sa Lunes. Kasi Lunes ang next game kagad nila eh. On our next game day, they're gonna be in action once again. So just a quick turnaround for Grace GT Radial.
You know, I was just about to show you, but I just realized Albert Edsel Chua has been checked out of this game. But
nagpapahinga na. Oo.
If he's not gonna return, he's probably gonna be 2 assists short of a triple-double.
2 assists short and 3 still short of a quad.
Wow.
My goodness. Ben Chan inside. And in just a matter of 70 seconds, we're going to find out the final score in this matchup. But you can log the victory, or the first victory of Grace GT Radial in this tournament. First victory in 2 games. At yung mga 3-pointer na yon ni Chester ang sana madala nila pagdating sa laban nila next week against Uno High School Alumni Association.
But again, focusing back on Grace, this is a matter of learning the mistakes that they've had in that first game against St. Stephen's. As we've seen in this game, defense has been impeccable all game long.
That's true.
But the offense, yung hindi tumigil na Barajon offense, may it be Albert Edsel Chua or Erwin Lim hitting his 3-pointers, those are valuable recipe if they want to contend with the Washongs, the Saviors down the line. And we expect that to be the case once more if mas maraming players sila pagdating ng Monday against PCC.
By the way, as Chua rejected that shot, it's going to be a shot clock violation. Oliver Lau is in the ball game. Gusto ng burn time, ha?
Oh, konti lang.
Oo.
Pawis konti.
Pawis konti. Sayang yung uniform.
Oh, sayang eh.
Peace na eh.
Lalaban din naman yan eh.
Oo.
Dark naman yata sila sa Lunes. Hindi gamitin na natin. Sinuot ko na eh.
Oo. One last shot for St. Jude. That's gonna be short. Kumeke pa. Sana magandang pambaon. Kaya lang wala pa rin. There you go. Some relief coming from Charleston.
You always want to end the game with a basket.
Oo. Marami na rin masyado, Erwin. Pero matatapos ang laro na to with Grace GT Radial getting their first victory. Grace GT Radial already at 1-1. St. Jude, Linea, PesoMaxFun.com. They're gonna go down 0-3 in the team standings in our Fil-Chi Athletic Association Incorporated 40s above division tournament. Pasulpot-sulpot lang yung opensa ng St. Jude. Pero hindi makasabay do sa init ng Erwin Lim. Sa mga moves ni Tony Albert Chua. Then some small contributions coming from Ron Lim, from Aldrin Yao that gave Grace this kind of cushion. At yan nga ang ating final score, 65-50, pabor sa panalo sa Grace GT Radial. Best player.
Alam mo, hindi pa pinapasok ni Chairman sa loob to, baka mas mainit pa to eh.
Oo, pinapasok sa office ng
Nanlamig pa to ng konti eh. But Albert Edsel Chua was just scorching hot all around in this game. Just doing it all, made offense, defense, or those excellent highlight moves. He's very well deserving of our Oedo Player of the Game. Talking about Albert Edsel Chua, near quadruple-double performance, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 huge steals and isang glasses na natanggal kanina. Walang problema para
Diba-
Albert Edsel Chua.
Di ba mag-o-wedo naman yan?
Oo.
Sulit na yon, solve na yon, di ba? At saka madidikit naman niya yung mga lente nung goggles. In the meantime, one last look at our PG Flex Linoleum key matchup. Jerry Chang had to leave early for that inadvertent hit, but Alex now again, yung mga contributions niya, 2.7 rebounds, yan lang yung nakita sa numero. Pero yung blocks, 5 block galing kay Alex Lau. A lot of intangibles coming from Alex Lau. Hindi pa tayo tapos. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. St. Stephen's SCAG versus PCC Eastern Coms Habibi. Ito po ang Fil-Chi Athletic Association Incorporated 4th East Above Division.